Hi everyone. I have not done an update in forever, it seems, or a video or anything. So I have hopefully a few minutes. Lex is napping. He's probably close to waking up, but I'm gonna try to fit this in before he wakes up. I wanted to just come and do an update on him. So he is 10 and a half months old. So this is kind of a 9 and 10 month update. Um, he's doing really well overall. Let's see. So when he turned 9 months, we were actually away. He and I went cross country to go visit my sister and meet my niece for the first time, which was really great. My niece is now 1. We were there like 2 weeks before her birthday, and so it was really great to be there, meet them. Our Lex did fantastic during the traveling. The airline didn't do quite as well. So it was just a disaster. I did a video on it. Um, I will, if I remember, I will try to link to the video below explaining the whole fiasco. But we made it there. We had a good week-long visit there. We made it home. the um, One of the issues that we had was that the airline damaged Lex's car seat. So we were close to transitioning him to a convertible seat. I was bringing his infant seat, so that was what was damaged. Um, I was close. We were close to transitioning anyway, but not quite there yet. Not quite ready, and also just like planning on probably using this seat for a future child, assuming that it's within the time frame before it expires and everything. So that sucked. So I had bought off of my baby, like, to use the discount on a baby registry at the end, like the completion discount. I had bought a convertible seat, so we had one anyway, thankfully. Um, so Eric brought it to the airport, and I was able to install it at like midnight. It was ridiculous. And so I've now bought another convertible car seat, so we have one in each of our 2 cars, which is great. Lex is starting to wake up. He has great timing. He may come out and help me finish the update. So anyway, so the trip was good, and he turned 9 months while we were there. Um, we started solid foods a few days after we got back from the trip, so he was just like 9 months and a few days. And it took a little while for him to kind of figure it out, but he now loves food, loves trying new things. It's been great. We're doing baby-led weaning, so we are not doing purees. Although we're not doing purees and spoon feeding and all of that. I do make some pouches for him that more or less he feeds himself. Sometimes I'll like hold it for him, but more or less he feeds himself. I don't know if that like makes it so that we're not actually doing baby-led weaning. I'm not sure where that falls, but like this is what's working for us. He basically feeds himself. Like, I don't feed him stuff, which I think is kind of the core of it. So his first food was avocado. He was not a huge fan of that, and he still really doesn't like plain avocado. He likes it if it's seasoned a little bit. Um, so sometimes I will make I call it guacamole, which is it's guacamole, but it's like just avocado with some seasonings added, like basically garlic powder and onion powder, and he likes to have a taste of that when I make that. And he also has had guacamole, and he's like that. Um, so we started with avocado. His second food was sweet potato, which he loves. And at this point, he's tried a whole ton of food. Probably it's hard to tell what his favorites are because he loves so much of it now. But he has recently had scrambled egg, and he really likes that. He also loves butternut squash that I just roast in the oven. Um, what else? He loves pear. He likes banana. Although I wouldn't say that banana is necessarily one of his favorite foods anymore. It was for a little while before he had tried other stuff. He loves asparagus, which is really surprising. He doesn't really consume that much of it, but like he chews on it and gets kind of the inside, and then tosses aside the outer part. So that was kind of surprising that he liked that so much. So it's exciting to be able to sit down. We have family dinner time now. We're now doing Lex gets breakfast and dinner, and I'm kind of like, I give him something for lunch sometimes, and but pretty much we're doing breakfast and dinner for right now. And yeah, it's going really well. It's cool to be able to sit down and eat with him. So yeah, that's fun. Trying to get him to take a sippy cup, which he's not so happy about. It doesn't seem to really matter what's in it, although he certainly is not a fan of water yet. I can sometimes get him to take a couple of sips. I've tried a bunch of different kinds of cups. I've tried straw cups. I've tried the regular sippy type cups. I've tried ones with like a rubbery spout. I've tried ones with harder spouts. He seems to prefer the ones with harder spouts, which is interesting. But it's still, so these are kind of the two that I try to give to him most. This is actually just like a cheap, kind of semi-disposable one. Like, it's not a huge deal if you end up losing it or having to throw it out or whatever. It came in a pack of 5. I got it from my sister-in-law at my baby shower. And this is actually the first one I was able to get him to take anything out of. But it's kind of hit or miss whether he'll let me help him bring it to his mouth and actually take anything. And then when I figured out that he kind of preferred the harder spout, I got this one, which is an OXO brand one. And the nice thing about this, I like that it has handles. It has a hard spout again, and the nice thing about it is that the top, you can transition. This particular one came with another top that you can put on it that's basically, let me see if I can, I'm not sure where it is. There it is. This is the other top, so it's like, kind of like teaching them how to drink from an open cup, but it has, plastic here and then just little openings, so they're not gonna have the risk of like dumping a whole cup of water on them the way that they might with a truly open cup. So yeah, so trying to get him to take those. I've tried putting breast milk in the cups, and that doesn't really seem to go any better. So it's just gonna take time. Let's see what else. He is now pulling up on everything, pulling up to standing. He can stand unassisted sometimes for like 5 seconds, but not quite, not at that point yet. Eric thinks that he will be walking by his birthday. I'm not so sure about that. I doubt that he will, because yes, he's progressing, but like he's not. I don't think he's progressing that quickly, and he's not at that point yet. Let's see what else. Pulling up on things. He gets around really fast with his army crawl. He still doesn't crawl on his hands and knees. I'm not sure if he ever will, but, we'll see. His napping is relatively good, usually. His sleeping at night is a little hit or miss. We've had some rough nights the last week. Generally, he wakes up 2 to 3 times a night, and nurses, and sometimes has trouble going back to sleep. So some of our rough nights have been kind of rough because he won't go back to sleep for like 2.5 hours, and it's just not fun. But it will get there. There have been a couple of nights where there's like a glimmer of hope, where he goes like 6 hours for his first stretch or something like that. So I know that it will get better eventually. It's just kind of still rough that he's 10.5 months old and still struggling with that. And I know there are things I could do, but I'm not at that point of wanting to do any of that. We can't really do a whole lot while we are still bed sharing. We can't really do a whole lot while we're doing that, and we're not really interested in changing that right now. So yeah. And then I am working on planning his birthday party, which is crazy to think about. We're having it at the beginning of May. His birthday is April 30th, so we'll do something just with us probably on that day, and then his party is going to be that Saturday. We're doing a Sandra Boynton theme, which I'm sure if you are a parent or even if you are not, you are familiar with her books. And so yeah, so we're doing that theme, and this is, I'm going to cover up the information at the bottom, but this is the party invitation. It says, "Come and join the fun, Lex is turning 1." And this is the cover picture from Happy Birthday Pookie. So that's the invitation, which are all ready to get mailed out today. And yeah, it's kind of crazy to be planning it, trying to keep it low key. We're inviting basically family and our close friends. So we're inviting, including like adults and kids. I think there's about 30 people, which hopefully everyone will be able to come. Yeah, so that's more or less what's going on. Things are going pretty well. Overall, we're managing. Lex and I are getting over a bad cold. It was kind of like a cough that turned into a cold, so he still is moderately congested. I actually ended up bringing him to the doctor last week, but he's doing okay. And yeah, he actually has a checkup appointment on this Friday. So I don't know what his weight and everything is now. I'm guessing he's about 17 pounds or close to 17 pounds. He was like 15 and a half-ish when we had an appointment when he was like 8.5 months. So I'm guessing he's probably about maybe to 17, maybe 16 and a half, something like that. His weight gain has definitely slowed down, but it's like within the normal curve. And I don't remember what his length was, what his height was at his last appointment. So after that appointment, I will try to remember to come back and put that information down below. I don't think there's anything else. So that is the update on him. He is not waking up again, so he's back to sleeping, which is actually a really nice thing. He has started kind of being able to, when he's napping and during his first stretch when he's sleeping and I'm not in there with him, he's able to kind of wake up and get himself back to sleep a lot of the time. So that's nice. So yeah, so that is his 9 and 10 month update. I will try to come back and do an 11-month update, but it seems like I'm doing kind of every other month, so I may not be back to do another update on him until he's a year, which is just insane. This year has gone by so fast. So yeah, so that is it for the update today. I hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.